Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. So you must be surprised because I'm doing the video in English today. And yes, it's true. I committed this year also to start to add that little touch also for the English speaking women, entrepreneur and also professional. I thought that it was not right. I felt like it was missing something in all my programs and all the things, all the work I've been doing. I was missing that part of communicating also in English. So for me, it's a plus, but I also think that if I can impact on more women, the women that I met in America, the women that I met in Australia, the women that I met in France, I think it will be even better. So let's start where I come with bioenergy. So last year I made a lot of work on creating a dynamic for women, and I am specialized especially for women who are very ambitious and they want to work, they want to succeed, whether you are a professional woman, whether you want to start your business. I am here to be able to help you to balance your work, your professional work, but also your personal work. But in order to manage that, I had to learn probably in the hard way, like anybody else, when I was working in my family business. And that was the time when I came back in 2011, and I spent 5 years there. And that was the big turn for me when I decided to change completely how am I gonna be as a professional woman. And I had to learn in a way that we always said something happens for you for a good reason. So when I was in France, I was working very, very, very hard. Especially when you work for your family business, it's even twice more because you tend to give more, and you feel that you have to put a lot of your energy. However, I didn't have a formula. When I was doing that, I keep working very, very hard. And when I was there, at that time, I came back with my husband, who is Australian, and he was working there with me. So it was double challenge. We were all working together, and I had no idea of how it would turn. So we were going to work every day together, and we were very, very, very connected. But in the same time, it was a huge challenge because I was coming back after 11 years being in overseas, and I came back to France, and I found that it was really, really hard to manage the family, the business, the relationship. So all of these things has created a lot of anxiety in me, and I was really, really tired, and so I couldn't manage everything, and I was managing, the warehouse there, and it was complicated to manage all of these different fields. So when the turn has happened to me was when my husband decided to go back to Australia because he wanted to resettle in Australia. He was not adapted to France, so he wanted to go back to Australia. And so I found myself, when we made the decision together, by myself in the family business, running with employees, of course, and I had to manage all of these people. It was really, really complicated because I was doing his job, I was doing my job, and I was also, dealing with the family issues and all of that. And I realized, I said, no, they must, and I wanted to make sure, to make it work, this business, because I was committed. I am someone who, when I put my 100%, I want to make it work. So after that, I realized, and I said, there must be a way. I was so stressed, and I was doing nothing than just work, home, work, home, home, work. work, home. And I couldn't continue that way. I knew that if I was going to that direction, I will fall into burnout. So I decided to make some search, and it's when I realized I found mindfulness. I learned to meditate, and so I really went to that school to meditate and really to sit with myself in the quiet and learn to really, really meditate. That has been the first turning point in my life, when I discover MBSR, where I really learned to be with myself in the quiet, and I start to discover that in my inner self there were a lot of things that were coming out, and I was very anxious, stressed, and I couldn't sit very long, but I started to really commit to myself when I started the program. Then after that, it led me to Ayurveda, because I was really fascinated with Ayurveda because of the meditation. So I wanted to find out more, and I started to read a little bit more. And when I discovered Ayurveda, I was just, something in me knew that I had to go to India. And especially coming from my background being mixed Vietnamese Indian, I always search for my roots, and so I thought, wow, I want to go to India and to learn more about that medicine, that science. So I went to India in 2015 with my husband. We gave to each other an appointment, and we met in India, and we went there, and it has completely changed our life. When we went there, we learned a complete different way of living, which was much more in congruence or alignment with our own nature. We realized that we were, faced to a lot of stress based on a rhythm that was not ours, and we slowly we learned. So we were there for a long time, a bit of a time, and we learned how to live in an Ayurvedic way. Then we came back, and we were still living independently, because Eugene was in India, in Australia, and I was here. So I was starting to really applying all the things that I've learned in India, and I realized that my level of energy has changed completely, and I became more and more focused and more in control of the business. I found that I was completely changing my way of being within the company, and that has tremendously made a big difference in my life and also in my husband's life. And from there we decided to completely change. So what is Ayurveda? It's based on daily routine, and also what you put in your body, what you eat. So it's a very natural, organic, with no secondary effect on you, and very genuine science. In Sanskrit, it means science of life. So we apply like the food, we understand the food that is good for us, that is not supporting us, and slowly I adapted, I changed all of that in my way of living. And I realized that I was gaining more in energy. So, and I realized also all the potential, and I became more clear, in my business, in the family business. So that has really changed completely, our mindset also of living. So that's why today I am here, and I'm teaching all of these women who are very keen to succeed, and who wants to be independent financially, but also to want to do the work that they love and committed to that without exhausting themselves. So I do believe that you can do all of that without exhausting yourself. So I hope this video is an introduction. It's just an introduction for me, because I haven't been in touch with you, so I wanted to make sure that I just put everything back to page, give you an idea of what I am doing today. And if you have any question, I am on Facebook, I am on LinkedIn, I am on Instagram, I am on YouTube. So please, 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 if you know anyone who are in difficulties in terms of health right now, who is feeling stressed, who just want to start, who started a business and doesn't know how to be, in their day-to-day life, and are very stressed, or even if in your job you feel today that you are really stressed or tired and lacking of energy, well, maybe I can help you. So you can just send me an email if this video has a meaning for you, and send me an email, and I will be happy to meet you via Skype if you are not in Australia, and and we can discuss and see where you are at and how I can help you. So my email address is fatima.beyourenergy@gmail.com. So I hope this video has helped you, and if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. I will be really happy to help and to answer your question. There is no reason that you should be able to succeed, and you can succeed, of course, but also with a good energy and a good health. So I wish you well, and I wish you a lovely day, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye!